This is KE7THQ with tonight's training. The slides and script are available on the ERC website. And along with a poll tonight, a poll asking whether or not you'd like to be a net control operator, and if so, what kind of training you would like in that respect. So please take a minute and fill out the poll. Give us an idea of what we can do to help you as a group. Appreciate that. Everybody go to slide 1. Can I be a net control? That's a question we all ask ourselves. Let's go to slide 2. I am real thankful to W3CDT tonight, Charlie, which gives us this experience, and I relay it with his blessings tonight. Quote, several years ago, I found myself in the position of being on the 146.88 repeater, wondering what other hams knew of a power outage that began in the Rexburg area, as I was out there on a business. I was the first to tune in, and within minutes I was trading information with other operators and found that I seemed to be in the middle of an impromptu situational awareness net, and I seemed to be running it. I did not know the first thing about it. I felt totally unprepared and was really happy and relieved when someone who knew what they were doing asked to take control of the net. And this was not the first time that this happened. Please go to slide 3. So what did W3CDT do right? Well, first of all, he had equipment, and I assume from the story that he was mobile, so he had a mobile radio and an antenna, so he had equipment ready. Second of all, he tuned in to the 146.88 repeater. We try to emphasize to always tune into the repeater, this repeater, if you have an emergency or a situation, and you can always be the first one and maybe even start the net. Next, he made it known that he was on the air. He pushed the button. How important is that? Let's go to slide 4. Very few of us feel comfortable being net control, especially for the first time. It is much the same as the first time we get on the air. We're afraid of making mistakes, and we're afraid of mixing up our words. And there are all sorts of fears that come into play. But rest assured, we have all made mistakes, and we'll continue to make them. And we have a wonderful group of operators in this area. They advise, correct, and forgive as necessary. Please go to slide 5. So how can we be better prepared in case we find ourselves in Charlie's position? Well, the most important thing is we can participate in as many nets as your time will allow. And while you're on those nets, shadow the net control operator. Copy the signs and check-in information, your call signs and check-in information. Now this is especially important on simplex nets to note which stations you can't hear and that you may, like I say, we get our tongues tangled all the time. It's especially important in simplex nets as to note which stations you can't hear that you may hear net control acknowledge. Now this helps you train your ear to hear certain things such as call signs and other information, and it will give you a better idea of your station's capabilities. And always keep a pen and paper available just in case. Let's go to slide 6. This is KE7THQ with tonight's training. But I only have a handheld radio. Well, that's great. You have all you need to help others. You can still start a net when needed. Slide 7. If your ward, stake, or other area only uses FRS or GMRS, it may be all you need that may be all you have available. If you have been practicing your ward and stake or area, then you'll be able to start a net. Slide 8. Now, the other day when Kevin Hemsley and I were talking about this subject, he mentioned something that I had not thought of, and that is to know who you need to pass information to. So if you find yourself running a situational net, who do you pass your information to? Well, if you're on the 146.88 repeater and it's just a situation net, the only person you may need to pass information to is another operator that is willing to take over for you. Understand, too, that the 146.88 repeater is monitored by a lot of other groups, and they will get the information that they want and need. If you're running a ward or stake net, then the information should be passed to your priesthood authorities. Let's go to slide 9. So can I be net control? Absolutely. Anyone and everyone should be able and willing to start a net. Please go to slide 10. Are there any questions, comments, additions, corrections, anything else for this training, KE7THQ?
KE7HTH.
HTH, go ahead.
Good question to ask for tonight, and I just wanted to mention I'm thankful that I bit the bullet and decided to be brave and ask to help be a net control. I have learned so much, and I would just enthusiastically say anybody else, just come out there. We're there to help you if you want to be net control. KE7HTH.
Thank you for that endorsement, and he's totally correct. It just takes getting over the same fear that you had when you first started. Push the button and start saying things. Any other questions, comments, additions, or corrections?
KS7NWU.
NWU, go ahead.
One thing we started doing in our ward net is rotating the opportunity for individuals to be net control who might be a block captain and giving them an opportunity because you may not be around. And then we implemented that same thing at the stake level and had the ward ERC called person to then operate the nets on behalf of the stake and rotate through so everyone gets a chance to do it.
Thank you very much. Those are very, very good suggestions. If you can implement those suggestions in your ward, your stake, or anywhere, those are very, very good. Thank you very much. Any other comments or suggestions, please?
N7MSB.
Quebec Alpha Alpha.
Okay, we'll go to N7MSB first. Go ahead.
I just wanted to mention I was willing to volunteer and help out at the Bonneville County Emergency Center during the eclipse, and they put me in as net control, and I had never been net control, so I jumped in and swam, fortunately. But it wasn't as hard as I was afraid it might be. Some things came up, but I had someone there that I could look to and ask a question and figure out what to do, and he got me through it, so it worked. And it really wasn't scary, it was more fun. And so I just wanted to pass that on. Thanks.
Thank you, Marilyn. Good points, all of them. And yes, we do have a lot of people who are there willing to help you and guide you. Going to QAA, go ahead.
Yes, this is Kilo Mike for Quebec Alpha Alpha. I want to point out there are at least 3 formats for nets, and the first one is the easiest, where there's just a list of call signs and names, and the NCS reads them off one at a time, and the stations respond. The second one is one where we call for stations to come in, as during the North Region Simplex net, and we have to catch a bunch of different stations. The third and most difficult net is to run one that is conversational, where we have to ask questions from people and manage conversations between the stations. So it's a progression. If anyone would like to start off with the easiest net, get in touch with me, and I'll help you through one of our ERC Tuesday nets. It's easy, but give me a call. Back to net control.
Thank you very much. Yes, you're absolutely correct. And unfortunately, the last one that you talked about is probably what you'd run into in a situational awareness net. Stations come in and out as they can and as they have information to give. So basically, you become a net control operator. Thank you very much for those comments. Any other questions or comments, please? Nothing heard. I appreciate all the questions and comments and the encouragement tonight. Appreciate that. This is KE7THQ, and we'll go back to net control tonight, KC7IHV.
Thank you, Charles. That was an awesome training, and hopefully we can get more people involved. This is where we're supposed to shine when things go bad. And I do have one comment for you, Charles. That's that I've been doing nets for, several weeks now. I can't remember how far back, but it's been a while. And if I could only read through the preamble without making a mistake or without missing somebody's call sign. So it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. All of us get to make some mistakes, and nobody's yelled at me yet much. Some of them give me a funny look, but, you can get over that. Anyway, enough of that. Thanks, Charles.
Thank you for that comment.